Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to say good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What I mean is, good morning, Mr. Asim Tanvir, who's in before we even start the stream. There we go. Welcome in, everyone. We are live at twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name is Graham Day, and this man in the box is the man that we call Baby.
Good morning. Jordan was here as well. He just put, oh, hello, oh, hello, oh, hello, up the ICU.
Do you know, I actually blinded to Jordan's. I thought that was like Autobot kind of thing. Not Autobot, that's a Transformer. Chatbot kind of thing. I thought, so sorry, Jordan. Hey, good morning, Jordan. It's alright, it's fine. He wasn't in early. He's just been still sat here since we finished streaming at midnight last night, so he didn't bother leaving. He just came back. Yeah, didn't bother coming.
He's been here all night.
Waiting in front of the queue. But anyway, welcome everyone. Good morning, good morning. For those who don't know, my name is Graham Day, and I'm joined by, as I've mentioned already, the man that we call Baby. And we together are Ice Cream Uploads. And in true Ice Creamy fashion, this show is The Scoop, the UK's #1 video games podcast. Even if we do say so ourselves, it's fine. But anyway, welcome in. This is your daily dose of news from the world of video games and beyond. We'll bring you the best, the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games. And we'll give you our thoughts and impressions on those stories. And we want your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. Or just stories. You don't even have to comment on our thoughts and impressions. You completely ignore what we think if you want. I mean, it's up to you. As long as you get involved in the conversation. It's important that you do, because we turn this into a video that goes out on YouTube a little bit later on today. And everyone watching on YouTube, if that's you, hi, good morning, evening, whatever time of day it is, I don't know. But yeah, everyone watching on YouTube gets to use the comments below the YouTube videos, as Shogun did. Don't know if it was last week, the week before. I can remember. I saw one. Oh no, it wasn't. I was scamming through the comments, and I saw Show's production value comment on the first episode of Masters of the League. So yeah, never mind. Forget that. I'll keep moving forward. But anyway, it is important that you do get involved, whether it's on the comments on YouTube, like Show did, or whether it's in the Twitch chat right now, because we also turn this into an audio podcast that goes out on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Play. So get involved for everyone that doesn't have the ability to do on demand. But also shouting out names in the chat. Carthy2002 says, "Good morning, good morning." Speaking of Show, oi oi. Another one that's been sat here since 10 o'clock last night, since midnight last night, should I say. And it says, "Won't be on long, going for my daily run." How dare you exercise? What is this health stuff that you're talking about? No. And Chuck is in the chat as well. What does that emote say? You said it a minute ago, Bibber. I didn't quite catch it. What does it say?
It says, hello.
There we go. Pow. But everyone, welcome into the stream. What'd you get up to yesterday, Bib? Did I drop out for you then?
Yes, it did.
I said, what did you get up to yesterday, Bib?
Yeah. I went to the driving range with Mrs. Bibby just to work on our game a little bit.
Work on your game?
Work on my game a little bit, yeah. My driving is so bad. So went there, sorted that out. We then played some 10v10 last night and absolutely destroyed the opposition. And that was about it. Well, obviously watching you and Jordan tear it up as well.
I'm getting torn up as it kind of was at times. We didn't do too bad, to be fair, but we didn't do as...
The lag in the last game was horrific, but that wasn't your fault. Obviously, the servers went off its tits after that because you couldn't get back in again. You was queuing for like 10 minutes or something, weren't you?
It was... I think the servers died because we were in a game, and for about... Well, I think maybe all of the game. I didn't notice it. I only noticed after about 10 or 15 minutes in where I was watching a vehicle, and the vehicle was just like sliding along the road like there was some sort of desync or ping differential. And it was only after I said that I looked at the top of the screen, because you get the network stats like going to go across the top of the screen in that sort of area. And it was like I was on 130 odd ping, whereas usually it's about 20 to 50, somewhere in that sort of range. So that was horrendous. Not only that, I had like 50 to 60% packet loss, whereas Jordan was playing with 70% packet loss. So yeah, basically the servers kind of had a little bit of a poo. But I did a quick search on social media, and I think they'd had a little bit of a poo for everyone else as well. So we we just gave up at that point in time. And instead we played Who's That Pokemon, which I haven't played for about a year and a half on stream, and it went down pretty well. I mean,
yeah, it was good.
Jordan didn't give anyone else a chance, mind, but still. I mean,
it's quite easy when you got your Pokedex up on your screen,
and you're the only one that can.
And you just, is it water Pokemon? Yes. Does it have a tail? Yes.
Playing guess who?
All down. Yeah.
Yeah, he had the benefit of being able to just verbally shout it out, whereas everyone else had to type it in. Mewtwo. Oh no, John's got it. Never mind. But it was fun. It was fun. For those of you that missed it, quick gist of it. I pressed this button.
Who's that Pokemon?
Yeah, and then just pick a Pokemon out of the first 151, and you have to ask yes/no questions to find out what it is. And that's the gist of it. Who's that DMCA? Exactly. Anyway, welcome to the last ever episode of The Scoop, because we no longer have a channel. Ta-da! But anyway, let's jump into the news. We have a few things to run through today, and we're going to try keep the a moving fast because a couple of reasons. Obviously, it means that we're only an hour-ish show, which is fine for everyone that wants to pick up the content on demand. They don't have to sit there for many hours listening. But also, we follow this show with Masters of the League, the modern Master League series that we have on Pro Evolution Soccer. So we're going to jump into the news, try not to get too caught up on each individual article so we can finish in roughly an hour's time, and then jump straight into Masters of the League. So let's go. First news article of the day. I can't find it. There it is. Destiny 2's next expansion, Beyond Light, launches in September. Bungie says the expansion starts a new era for Destiny as it commits to service structure. Bungie has revealed Destiny 2's next major expansion, Beyond Light, and announced 2 further expansions as it commits to the game's long-term future as a service title. During a live stream on Tuesday, the studio announced that Beyond Light will launch on September the 22nd. It will take players to a new location in the form of Europa. Oh, that's where Manchester have gone recently. Man United, yeah. Football reference. Anyway, so to a new location in the form of Europa, a moon which orbits Jupiter. Destiny's latest season of content, Season of Arrivals, also launches today. Bungie said expansion Beyond Light would kick off a new era in Destiny and specifically ruled out releasing a numbered sequel in the near future as it commits to a new service model following its split from Activision in 2019. In Beyond Light, players will discover the true nature of the light and the dark, not just walking the thin line between, but wielding the darkness itself as a weapon with stasis, said Destiny 2 General Manager Mark Noseworthy. Wow, he's got a face that's noseworthy. No? Anyway, what horrible. Anyway, Destiny 2 director Luke Smith added, Stasis, this new power, isn't just going to be Guardian's supers and abilities, it's a brand new damage type, so that means it's going to ultimately sit alongside Solar, Arc, and Void as the first new element we've introduced to the game since the original Destiny release way back in 2014. This is a big deal. It's a big deal to add this to the universe, and it changes everything, Noseworthy added. Looking further ahead, 2 more Destiny 2 expansions were announced. The Witch Queen will launch in 2021, followed by Lightfall, that's a working title by the way, in 2022, with both also including brand new, never-before-seen locations, according to Smith. In order to support its vision for the live service game, Bungie revealed its plan to introduce the Destiny Content Vault, aka DCV, which it will enable to cycle out older content and reintroduce it at later dates. The DCV will include all content from Destiny 1, and anything that cycles out from Destiny 2, with the plan being to bring back or unvault activity and destination content from the DCV each year. Unvaulting will start in Destiny 2 Year 4, with the Cosmodrome coming back, as well as its 3 strikes and the return of the Vault of Glass raid. The primary Destiny 2 content leaving the game and going into the DCV this fall are the destinations Mars, Io, Titan, Mercury and Leviathan and their supported activities. The fact is the game is too large to efficiently update and maintain, Noseworthy explained. We're on track to be like 115GB on PlayStation alone, and our updates to the game are huge and we're starting to reach the limits of our ability to patch. We don't want to start over from scratch and build a sequel, Smith continued. In order to make a sequel, we would have to stop supporting Destiny 2, and we don't want to put another number on the box, so instead, here's our plan. Bungie confirmed in May that Destiny 2 will be released for Xbox Series X and PS5, and on Tuesday it confirmed that the next-gen games will be available as free upgrades and run at 4K 60. We're really happy to say that whatever content you already own or will own in Destiny 2 will come with you to your next generation console of choice at no extra charge, explained Noseworthy, meaning PS5 players will be able to upgrade from the PS4 version for free, as will Xbox players through Microsoft's smart delivery scheme. The next gen versions of Destiny 2 will also support intergenerational crossplay within each console platform ecosystem. This means that if your brother is playing on PS4 and your sister is playing on PS5, all three of you can play together, and we're going to do the same thing on the Xbox ecosystem. Bungie said that it hopes to finally add full cross-platform play to Destiny 2 sometime next year. That's a big old article to begin with, is that? Jordan was chatting a little bit on this yesterday. I mean, for those of you that have never watched me play PUBG with Jordan, Jordan does like to talk. And it's good because Jordan has a very different video game outlook. He plays completely different games to what I do, so it's good to hear him talk. But yeah, Jordan last night was running over the Destiny content and so on. So we've heard what Jordan thinks, but baby, what do you think?
I think for Destiny, I think going with the live service model is definitely the way to go. I've said this a ton of times on this podcast. I do love the way that World of Warcraft works. I do think the expansion packs on top of it, increasing the level cap and adding new quests in, adding new dungeons, adding new bosses, all of that stuff. I absolutely adore that. It's better for me. It's better to just keep on adding on top of what it is that they've already got, rather than starting again. Like they've already mentioned in the article themselves, as it'll be tougher. Roll back, roll back, roll back, roll back. When Destiny 2 came out, it had less than what the end of Destiny 1 had. And that was kind of inevitable because there was never going to be able to make Destiny 2 with everything and the contents that Destiny 1 eventually had at the end. So it felt like a step backwards when they eventually brought out Destiny 2. But the fact now that they're going to continue to have, I mean, they could probably just get rid of the name Destiny 2 and just keep it as Destiny. It's just like it could be Destiny and then the name of the expansion pack.
Yeah, that's
like Elder Scrolls have.
Destiny Beyond Light, and just leave it as that rather than Destiny 2.
Yeah, so then when the new expansion comes out, then it'll be like, I don't know, Destiny Before Light or something like, I don't know. So it just keeps it fresh, and everything that you had beforehand will carry on going. So like using Elder Scrolls as the example, we've already had Somerset, we've had Morrowind, we've got Greymoor as a new one. So just building on top of what we've already got, so new players can come in and experience it from the beginning all the way up to the end if they just wanted to slog out like, I don't know, 17,000 hours of their life to get to the latest patch. I always think MMOs like that, rather than starting again like with Destiny 3, just having new expansions to increase what you've already got in the game is always the way to go, rather than starting again.
Just killing things. There we go. Yeah, see, I haven't touched Destiny since Destiny 1. Was that like 2014 sort of time? Maybe somewhere around there. So 5 years-ish. I played it. I really enjoyed it. It was a solid game. But it didn't last long for me, and I've mentioned this before. I didn't have anyone to play with, which I'm quite disappointed. Like nobody I knew played Destiny at the time. I don't know. I wasn't too late to it. I was pretty on the money really, but just in my circle of friends, my social circle, didn't have people to play with, so just kind of gave up on it fairly quickly. I think I still have it somewhere, just the original Destiny. Yeah. I'm disappointed that I didn't keep on with it because I thought, I don't know, maybe this will do well. Maybe it'll just be one of those things that has a lot of money invested into it that is kind of a bit flat. And when I say that, still on the subject of talking to Jordan, I instantly think Halo there. I mean that allows us to talk about Halo if we want going forward on that and saying it might improve with the next gen sort of stuff. But I thought Halo, unless you're a hardcore Halo fan, most people would admit that Halo hasn't had the impact over its last few games. Over its last few major releases, it hasn't had the impact. And I thought Halo, Destiny being made by Bungie, it's got to be another one of those. So I kind of gave up on it, thought, no. But to see how far it's come since then, Destiny 2, was it Destiny 2 or was it the end of Destiny 1? Something kind of launched and it wasn't particularly well received. Was it at the start of Destiny 2?
I get around that time, it was the fact that people had bought Destiny 2 and there wasn't anything to do in it. There was no expansions or anything. Well, obviously there was no expansion because it was a new game, but it was it wasn't great. So there was no point playing Destiny 2 until it started to bring out more things. There was no grind into it or anything. Obviously, Destiny 1, it just come off the back of what turned out to be an established, extremely good game and well welcomed with the community, with the Destiny community. And then you bring out a game that's got nothing on it. It's kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah. Okay. Because I remember seeing it thinking, oh, well, maybe I was right to kind of step away from Destiny and put my time into other games like PUBG. Because, yeah, I mean, it's not kind of resonating that well, but to see how far it's come since then. I mean, Jordan's saying in the chat now, right now, actually, before I jump onto that, Arctic Society, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome into the stream. How are you doing this morning?
Thank you.
Yeah, Enix said, saw a funny comment saying the new expansions would be Destiny 3 and 4 under Activision. Yes, okay, that's what it will be, despite the fact that they've split away from Activision. Enix also says Destiny 2's latest season is absolutely shocking, the worst state Destiny is in at the moment. Why they released this new season and cancelled the previous to start fixing the game. Where? I don't quite follow the last bit, but yeah, I mean, even still, yeah, I mean, it can be in a shocking state in terms of when you've got a game that's so big that has so many variables, and you have different expansions. Some expansions they cut the season short. What to start fixing the game? Oh, okay. Yeah, when you've got so many variables, so much working on, so much that you've got in the catalog as well, then I can understand things being broken, but you have to feel as a Destiny player. I mean, this is me from the outside. Maybe you will say different. From my perspective, I would say you have to feel as a Destiny player, as a non-Destiny player I am, that the sounds there are incredible. You are getting a shed load of content. So you've got two bits of content which are still to hit in the years ahead in the Witch Queen and Lightfall, which is the working title one. But before then, you have Destiny Beyond Light, which is due to hit. What is that? Did it actually give a date for Beyond Light? September 22nd. There we go. So end of this year, a new wedge of content. Then next year, more content. Then the year after, even more content. Plus, they're having the vaulting, which I love the idea of. Having that sort of vault mentality. A lot of people credit Fortnite for having a vault because they vault obviously old weapons, but it's for me it's more that's more of a Disney thing. Disney have had the vault forever, where they put old films into the vault and then 10 years later they'll re-release them again. I've mentioned it previously. That's really good because it recycles your content, adds value to that content because people want to play it but can't play it. It builds the desire. There's not enough demand, not enough supply for the demand, so when it is released, the supply is released, the demand is huge and everyone's happy and they get what they want. So I like that. I like the fact that they aren't just going, oh well, that's gone. The fact that they've got what were the names? When I was looking at the names of the places that they've vaulted, never mind, I can't find them. But yeah, looking at the names of the places that they've vaulted, one of them, I was like, I'm pretty sure that was from the first game. Because it sounds like one of the few planets that I actually did jump onto in... maybe it was it Titan or was it Leviathan? It was one of those. Maybe it was Titan, I think, but maybe I'm wrong. Was Titan in Destiny 1? If it is, then yeah. Seeing... no, okay, maybe it wasn't then. Most of the base game is being vaulted, which makes sense because that's what they're saying. Rather than having Destiny 3, if they start working on Destiny 3, they have to stop working on Destiny 2, which is basically, okay, whatever state it's in now, you have to deal with that. We'll give you maybe some slight cosmetic updates or some quality of life stuff if possible, but the focus for the development team is going to be on Destiny 3. And there's not really mechanically anything wrong with Destiny 2. So rather than doing that, vault most of the base game to add new content in within that ecosystem. Plus you then get to take that game onto PS5 and no doubt take all of the benefits from that, and not just PS5, Series X as well. And then, no doubt, after 2022, once we've had Destiny 2 Lightfall, or whatever it will be called at that point in time, we'll see then Destiny 3, because you've had 3-4 years, you've got all of that behind it. At that point, they could look at to add Destiny 3. But what is it? Is it Skyrim? When you were talking about Grey Moor and Morrowind and Somerset, is that Skyrim?
Yeah, No, Elder Scrolls Online.
Elder
ESO.
Scrolls. Yeah, that's it. You can tell I play that game all the time. uh, but like, how long has ESO been going for?
I want to say 2015, maybe 2016. Let's have a look. Elder Scrolls Online.
But like that's been running for then I don't know 4, 5, 6,
14.
14. So 6 years then.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I first got that, it came. I originally got it on the PlayStation 4, which again started picking up playing again about 2 years ago on the PlayStation 4, and then about 18 months ago started playing it on my PC, which is a million times better. But I didn't realize it was that old.
Yeah,
That had nothing to do when you first got the game. That was an absolute shit show. It was a horrible game to play, and I ended up trading mine in like 2-3 months later because I just got bored. There was nothing to it, and now it's potentially one of my favorite games of all time. Shall I say? Yeah, because the amount of time that I've played on it and the amount of enjoyment I've got out of it, it's just constantly evolving. If you are in the Elder Scrolls world, then it's absolutely amazing. But it's similar to the Destiny one. If you are an avid Destiny player and you have been since Destiny 1, then I imagine this is probably one of the best games that you're ever going to play as well, because it's just continuously evolving.
and that's the thing. I mean, a lot of the content has been vaulted, but that's kind of neither here nor there because that's just to make space for these new expansions. And you, as an Elder Scrolls player, aren't sitting there thinking, "Oh, when's I mean, what is that? What is that Elder Scrolls? Is it Elder Scrolls 4 or 5 or something? Or am I completely
Skyrim.
is that what you're playing? Elder Scrolls? I don't know.
Elder Scrolls Online is just amalgamation of
All of it.
all the areas. Yeah.
But that's kind of the case. If you're not thinking, give me online too, because you know that all of the content is in one spot, you can continue to play with that. And I like the fact that Destiny have kind of taken that direction because most developers will just Grimory. Thank you very much for the raid. Good morning. How's everyone doing? What have you been playing? Let us know. But once again, I appreciate the raid just so that I can listen to the ice cream track. Anyway, completely lost my train of thought now. Yeah, rather than just adding a 3 on the end, because it would be easy for a company to just go, oh, we'll stop development, we'll kill the service on this game, and we'll just develop another one. We'll get another payday where we can make you pay for the game on full release again. Destiny is a console game. I mean, I know it's on PC now, but it's a console game at heart. But it's taken a lot of learnings from PC. They went free to play. I know there's a lot of games that have done that now, but it's still not all games do that on console. Went free to play. They have expansion packs. They have a continued service, and they are very much bringing those PC mindsets to console. So seeing them bring in the Vault and things like that, I'm quite happy enough to see them doing that. I want to see more of that on consoles. So yeah. Somerset and Elder Scrolls, I know there's a stereotype about the place, but I didn't think it was that bad. Somerset. Been playing Satisfactory all morning. What is Satisfactory?
I'm sure Alistair used to play that.
I'm going to Google it now. Satisfactory video game. A first-person open-world factory building sim. I genuinely thought it was going to be... just because of the name Satisfactory, I thought it was going to be some sort of almost quiz game thing that you play with your viewers or something. Didn't realize it was going to be. It looks pretty cool actually. It looks like a Bibby game or an Alistair game. It definitely looks like an Alistair game. Rip Alistair. Rip. So yes, for those of you that don't know, Destiny 2, its next expansion, Beyond Light, launches in September, and that's the first of 3 confirmed expansions. So Beyond Light comes in September. Then I'm gonna have to scroll down. I'll show you the asset again on screen, actually. So Beyond Light first in September, followed by The Witch Queen in 2021, and then followed again by Lightfall, which is, as you can see in the little font just underneath it there, a working title. So that one's not been confirmed. But Beyond Light, Witch Queen, and Nightfall. Although that Beyond Light and the colours and the graphic stuff looks very much like Beyond Two Souls there. Or it looks actually a little bit more like... What was the other... Beyond Two Souls game that came... Detroit Become Human, that's what that looks like. It looks like Detroit Become Human.
I was going to go with Heavy Rain.
That's the older one. PES 2021 E-Satisfactory Edition. Only if it has Benny Benassi Satisfaction as the theme tune for the game. But anyway, let's move forward. So that's the first bit of news, and I'm going to move Chrome down as well because you should be below there. Because I want Chrome on the screen more. Let me check it. There we go. I wanted that Destiny 2 Beyond Light and more to stay on screen. The discussing now slate, but let's get rid of that. Next bit of news. Come on, let's go. There we go. So Dead Space Writer's next game will be unveiled this week for the PS5. So for those of you who don't know, actually, let me pause just 1 second there. So the PS5 is being announced this week. We covered last week saying that we were going to have live coverage of the announcement itself. And yeah, the event got cancelled. However, that PlayStation 5 games reveal event is taking place this Thursday, 9 PM. So that's tomorrow, 9 o'clock at night in the UK. And we will be covering it live. So if you want to watch that event, then feel free to come back here at 9 o'clock tomorrow night as we will run through that whole event live on stream like we did with the Inside Xbox reveal. So feel free to come along 9 PM tomorrow night and we'll have the whole of that event here. Just saying. And the reason I say that is because this talks about this event. Madge says I read that as be revealed for £5. It did, yes! Dead Space Writer's next game will be unveiled this week for £5. That's PS5, by the way. The next game from the writer of Dead Space will be revealed this week. This article is written by Sherif Saed for VG's 24/7, and it says, Anthony Johnston, mostly known for writing the story behind the classic Dead Space games, has been working on a new project for 2 years. Johnston teased that his next game will be unveiled on tomorrow's PS5 game showcase. I'm not going to read the embedded tweet because it's always in the article somewhere. Oh, it doesn't look like it is, but do you know what's on it? The only hint he dropped about the game is that we'll be playing as a character having a really bad time. That could indicate it's going to be another horror game, but Johnston actually contributed to non-horror projects like The Assembly, Shadow of Mordor, and Binary Domain. He also wrote the story of the film Atomic Blonde, so this really could be anything. We'll be watching the show and bringing news as it happens. That's a very short article. There you go. That's it. Wow, very short article. But did you play Dead Space, babe?
Did I play Dead Space?
Is it you? Someone was telling me it's like one of the scariest games they've ever played. Was that you?
That might have been me. I'm fucking terrified of that game. I've got them in my collection right here next to me, as you would expect.
I don't believe you. Show me.
Well, I can get it out.
Wait, no, don't get it out. Just show us Dead Space instead.
It'd be easier if I just take my... In fact, 1 second. Let me try this. Let me see if this will work.
As the camera goes offline.
The whole thing fucking... I don't even know if you can see this. I can't see me on screen, so I've no idea. Oh, here we go, actually. So, forget about the lunchbox. That used to have granola in it. Can you see this? So it goes all the way up there. I've got all my games going down the side here. All my E3, Gamescom badges and PES badges, and then at the side here is a ton more games that go. Oh, I've got my sideways. Oh, my Borderlands out, obviously.
And the poster from the friend's apartment as well. Just seeing it that.
Yeah.
But this young one.
And they go all the way down to the bottom, and then I've got loads more in my wardrobe as well.
When you get to the new house, I think the house demands a game wall. I mean, you need to like fully shelve out those bad boys.
Oh, they absolutely are. That's not up for a debate. Samantha's already said she can't wait to see this monstrosity wall of games disappear from this side of the room. So, yeah. I'm just going to take 14 minutes to try and get my camera back in position now.
Well, while you do that, I'll just jump back in the chat. Asim says, love Dead Space 1 and 2 anyway. Spike says, that the only horrible bit of Dead Space is the needle. Bibby knows what I'm talking about.
Is that where he's getting his eye?
I don't know.
No, that's horrific.
Not from a squeamish bit, but just because I've never played it, so spoilers. Yeah. Madge says, hopefully it's good. The Dead Space trilogy has its ups and downs, but darn if it's scary. Yeah, it's that. Innovative with the hood on the player's suit back and the dismemberment, and disgustingly beautiful. I think he's talking about you there, babe. I'm pretty sure he's talking about you there. Bibby stacking games like the books in Ghost of Tsushima. No human would stack books this way.
Listen, I've got a very small space that I'm working with here, and this is how I can only have them at the moment. Preferably, I mean, this is. I need advice, ladies and gentlemen. When I'm moving to to the middle of next month. Do I put the games in alphabetical?
Oh. Baby really needs
all the PlayStation 4 games together, all the PlayStation 2 games together.
Just say that. Say that again, because I need a bit of advice. Do I put them alphabetic?
Okay. Do I put all the games in alphabetical order, so it's just A to Z, or do I put them in format order? So like all PlayStation 1 games, all PlayStation 3. I don't know.
My answer, and I will fight anyone that says different, unless they give me something that genuinely changes my opinion, is format and then alphabetical. So you do not go A, B, C, D across PS1, 2, 3, 4. You have PS1 A to Z, and then PS2 A to Z, and so on. So yeah, absolutely format alphabetical. There you go. Madge says alphabetical order and in format, so he agrees. Asif says I have mine by platform and then alphabetical. Yeah, there we go. We don't have to swing any fists.
Kind of annoying.
Why?
Because I've got games like Resident Evil and Silent Hill, and obviously Pro Evolution Soccer that are all going to be unnumerical when it comes to stuff like that. Because you got Pro Evolution Soccer 2 on the PlayStation 2, and then Pro Evolution Soccer 3 to 2013, I think, is the last one I've got on PlayStation 2. Then the same for the Xbox 360. Then the same for the PlayStation 4. It's going to be all out of whack.
Well, see, that's where
I can't have all the PlayStation. I can't have all my Pro Evos in one collection. Then can I?
Oh, that's where I'd be. I'd have kind of, if there was something that stood out. So for you, Resi kind of thing, I'd have a Resi shelf if that was the case. So you could put all of your Resi stuff together. But yeah, generally, if it was most things, it would be all of the stuff. But yeah, there you go. Spike says I do my FIFA and PES collection separately altogether. Yes, there you go. Me and Spike on the same wavelength. Because Spike says, yeah, what you said, Graham.
I mean, well, you've all sorted out the problems for me then. So I'm gonna have to have a Resident Evil shelf. I'm gonna have to have a Pro Evo shelf, and then everything else. Just to the side somewhere else.
As Asim says, just buy them on all platforms, problem sorted. And Madge says, it has been agreed, let it begin.
At this moment in time, I'm going to have a Skyrim shelf. I've got it on absolutely everything. I've 5 copies of Skyrim elsewhere. Yeah.
Spike has a Zelda shelf. You've got like...
That's cool as shit.
You've got a full pop vinyl wall as well, haven't you? Like, you've got like bajillions. I think I have like 2, maybe 3. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, don't know if you can just see the end of it. I have Nathan Drake from Uncharted, because one of the best game series ever. And then behind him, I have one of the mask-wearing things from Horizon Zero Dawn, which I actually got from PUBG when they had a Horizon Zero Dawn crossover. They sent it to me there. So yeah, so I have 2 pop vinyls. I may have another one. Oh, I have a BB-8 pop vinyl at work as well. The other shelf is the Unloved Stepchild game shelf. Rise, good morning, sup lads,
Rise.
And got the best news I've had in a while. Ooh,
Need to hear that then.
Is that we definitely are covering the PlayStation Showcase? Is that what news you're talking about? The fact that we've confirmed it today? That's what you're talking about, innit? Yeah, I know.
No, his best news is he's found our new star striker for Masters of the League. He's been out scouting. That's what he's found.
Ooh, see, it's interesting. So for those of you that don't know Masters of the League, we go into that stream soon as this is finished on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And our head striker, our not even head or striker, our most active scout has basically just been living it up in Glasgow. Our most active scout has been ads players who's just been basically signed Celtic players. So yeah, if you are a scout that's not just in Glasgow, then feel free to send us any recommendations for our PC Master League. It will all help, and we'll look at them on stream. But anyway, morning and do tell Rise, says Madge. I agree. I want to know. Well, there's that, of course. But I won the auction for my dream house. What? As in. See, I'm going to ask a question without trying to take the gloss away from this. Won the auction for my dream house. That almost sounds like you're setting me up for something there.
Yeah.
Do you mean you've...
He's done it on Sims.
So, yeah, tell me more.
Yeah, we need more.
Spike.
Straight off the bat, absolute congratulations.
Yeah, full on.
If it's legit. But if you're taking the piss here... Oh, you're playing with fire here. Playing with Kevin, get your article.
Spike says no promotion for you if you're buying Celtic players. Yes, we've been trying to say that, but every stream we get told to buy Oliver Natcham. So anyway, whilst Rise gives us a bit more information on the Barbie's Dream House situation, I'll jump into the next one. There we go. Next bit of news. Xbox bundles to no longer come with game codes but use Digital Direct. This is written by Stephany Nunneley for VG247. The article says Microsoft will seemingly replace digital codes with bundles for a new redemption method called Digital Direct. A new method of redeeming games is included with Xbox system bundles. A new method of redeeming games included with Xbox system bundles has been launched by Microsoft. It's called Digital Direct. I think we could say Digital Direct again. It's another one of these where you just get Digital Direct every line for the first 3 lines of the paragraph. Excuse me. Instead of a card containing a code to download the game, DLC, or subscriptions, the content will be redeemed through your Microsoft account. This will directly deliver the content to your Xbox console during first-time setup. During the setup process, content attached to the console will appear to redeem. You will then click the Claim It option to claim your items, and once claimed, the content will be found under My Games and Apps. You can also redeem at a later date, and content will be tied to the first Microsoft account that claims it. If you head through the link to Digital Direct, you can look over the ways in which to claim the content that comes with your Xbox bundle. According to various reports, and this post on Reddit, one of the first Xbox bundles to use the new method will be the Cyberpunk 2077 Xbox One X bundle via gi.biz. Okay, for someone that's clearly very simple this morning, me, is that not the same thing?
Well, do you know what? There is a... I waited for you to read it again because I read this when I was in bed this morning. And I thought I was just being a bit slow, like my brain hadn't kicked off yet. I read this as it's exactly the same.
Because it's like, rather than getting digital codes that you redeem stuff to get on your Xbox, you now get Digital Direct, which requires you to enter a code digitally, which then redeems to your Xbox. Is that not the same thing?
Yeah, is anybody in the chat that's, got a functioning brain this morning? Have they took anything else different from this? Because I can't get my head around it because it sounds exactly the same.
I was muted after blowing my nose. I'm not entirely sure. Okay. A new method of redeeming games included with Xbox system bundles has been launched by Microsoft. It's called Digital Direct. Instead of a card containing code to download a game, DLC, or subscriptions, the content will be redeemed through your Microsoft account. This will directly deliver the content to your Xbox during the first time setup. But you are adding the content to your Microsoft account.
I don't get it.
During the setup process, content attached to the console will appear to redeem. So is it a case of it's
already installed on the PlayStation? It's already installed on the console. So the first account that you initiate the startup procedure with, is that what it tags onto?
It could be, or I mean, the way I was kind of reading it, maybe is like, do you know when you register a console? Maybe registering the serial number of the console. Asim's given us a link, that might help. Before we jump into that though, Rise says, a house I've been watching for about a year and went up for auction and my bid won. I'm proper gassed. Ah, well done, mate. Much
GG, pal.
Much love. I mean, that's good. Just make sure once you've got it all booked in, reserve one of the conference suites in the East Wing so we can have the ice cream uploads / Rise party. Yeah, job's good. Amma, good afternoon. Yeah, I saw this. It's stupid. What if I don't like the game that came with the bundle? At least the code, I can sell it on eBay or give it to a friend, but now it's impossible to do so. Oh, good point. Shaw says, I think it's pre-installed. Spike says, what a load of bollocks. Mr. Bambert, does it not just take out the physical code? Amar says, right now there is no code. It came inserted in the console. This explains and shows it better. Basically, the stuff is tied to the console you buy, and when you do first start up, you link your account to claim it. Yeah, okay. I'll just click on the link that Asim sent through so we can have a look. So, Digital Direct. With Digital Direct, no codes are required. All digital content, including game subscriptions and exclusive content, will be redeemed to your Microsoft account and directly delivered to your Xbox console during setup. Okay. Yeah,
so it's already in the console itself. It's already on the hard drive. So when you log in with the first gamer tag that you want to log in with, you get the option to claim it there and then.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
either on at the hard drive, or it's a digital handshake where the console is kind of telling the server, I'm new, so the server then goes, oh, okay, you've got free games with this one then. So it's they're either pre-installed or it's just a digital signifier kind of thing.
I hope it's pre-installed. I mean, for someone who would only buy a bundle for the sake of the bundle's worth. So if it came with 2 games that I actually wanted, I would buy that bundle. Otherwise, I'd just buy the console itself. So that makes sense if it's already downloaded on there, because the way the games are now, they're like 80 gig, and I'll have to wait forever for that to download. So if it's already on there, I can just claim it and then update it with a day one patch or whatever it may be. That makes more sense for me. Was it Amir? I said if you didn't like the game, you could sell it on eBay afterwards. That's a bit of a bummer, but
yeah, I see it. I mean, I don't know. It is one of those steps forward in terms of it's more towards convenience. Everything being digital, having little pieces of paper or card with numbers written on them is still hamstringing digital progression. So I get that, but I would much rather have the ability to flog it, because most of the time, I mean, maybe it's not the same for everyone. Most of the time, if I buy a console that has a games bundle, there's a good couple of those games that I'm not going to play. It'll usually be like, this console comes with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and it's like, oh yes, and then it'll be Library Simulator 4, and I'm like, what the fuck? And it's like, ooh, but there's like usually 2 or 3 things in there that I'm not going to play. So just being able to just flog those would be quite good for me. But yeah, but then again, I probably wouldn't even flog them myself. Some people would, but I mean, what are your thoughts? Spike says, what a load of bollocks. Amar says he doesn't like it because he can't sell the codes, which makes sense. I'll wait, so that will save in the same area on Xbox as where your save data is. Like it will be saved in, it could, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm thinking it probably won't be pre-installed, just because you'll have to do a day one update on every game pretty much anyway. So I'm thinking it would be just like when you activate that console, it'll kind of like add it to your games library. I don't know if it works the same way in the Xbox as in the PlayStation, which I'm more familiar with. So if I go to the PS Plus playing games and just go add to my library, continue, boop, the game just recognises it, ticks the database and goes, that's it, Graham can download this game whenever he wants. I assume that registering that console or whatever will do that similar sort of thing, and then you can just choose to download it straight away. But yeah, Spike says, I'm downloading the game now, 60 gigabyte, still better than not being able to sell games. I don't follow that one.
I am being slow this morning. I'm downloading a game now, 60 gigabytes, still better than not being able to sell the game.
Tell us, Spike. Tell us what you mean. We're slow this morning. Amar says, here's the thing. I don't think it's even downloaded in the console. They just redeem the code for you. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. That's kind of the way I do it. So it's more digital handshake, automated processors. You've purchased the console. We know that because you've just activated this console on your account. Like when you make your PS4, your primary PS4 or whatever, it knows that you've accessed via specific consoles. So when you access via that console that's never been used by anyone else before, it goes, you also get these games. Which it is good. It is automated. Don't get me wrong. It is nice. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just a step forward into the future and we're not ready for it yet. Just like Microsoft having an always-on console was one of those things, and now look where we are. So I don't know. Maybe. Just sounds like a ploy for Microsoft to make deals with smaller games as bundles. So either way, it's added to your library. There is that. There's also the if they make you redeem the game and you have no ability to pass it on to anyone else, then if anyone actually wanted to buy that, let's say it did come with Assassin's Creed Valhalla and you didn't want to play it, you just wanted the Xbox, but that was a good bundle that came with it. If Bibby wants to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I can't sell it to him then. So Bibby has to buy it directly for his Microsoft, for his Xbox. So he either has to buy it from Microsoft or buy it from a retail store or whatever. So Microsoft earns money off Bibby then. What they aren't doing is earning money off of my sale if I sold it to Bibby. So that's me earning profit and them earning none. So there is also that side of it too. If they give you the games that you can't pass on, then they're cutting out that second-hand market, and that's good for Microsoft because second-hand market earns them no money whatsoever, whereas it's bad for consumers in that sense, in the fact that consumers earn money off the second-hand market, whereas the console and game manufacturers don't. So there is that element to it as well. I mean, I'd rather be able to download a big-ass game and sell my games than have quicker access but be forced to keep certain games. I agree. Also, if Sony did this, they'd be like, you get Spider-Man 2 with your console. You get a Spider-Man 2 with your console. Your nan gets a copy of Spider-Man 2.
That works for me.
One thing, if these games preloaded owned on the console count as a sale, then would games be able to go gold with most of the owners having even played them? It's a good question. I mean, and will that count as sales as well then? I'm assuming it will do. So you'll start to see the situation where Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is one of the biggest selling games of all time just because it gets given away free. It'll suddenly be like I say, Library Simulator 4 is the biggest selling game so far on Xbox Series X because they make you have it. It's like,
Very much like the Tetris thing all over again, innit? Tetris get bundled with every single Game Boy that ever came out, which therefore ends up being the best-selling game of all time. Not to mention that every single Tetris game that's ever come out has been adhered and attached to the Tetris name. So Tetris Effect gets piled on top of the Tetris name. Therefore, they've sold 17 billion copies of the game.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I can see the benefit. It is nice to just have it go, boop, there you go, don't have to faff around with codes. But if the option is faff around with codes or have the flexibility that codes give me, I'd prefer to have the flexibility, if I'm being honest. I'm not averse to putting, I mean, I think Xbox codes are like 25 digits long.
Yeah.
All right, 25 digits, that's not even the alphabet. I can go through that in about 20 seconds. It's fine. So, well, probably less than that. To be fair, you have to say it really slowly to go through. It's almost a letter a second. A, B, C. But yeah. When is Sony going to announce the PS5? Says Amar. That's tomorrow night, 9 PM, and we will be covering that live. So make sure you come back then, Amar. 9 PM BST. That's British summertime. So for us, it's 11:35. If you're in Central Europe, then it's an hour ahead. So it'll be 10 PM for you guys in Central Europe. Asim says, don't know if you guys have seen this already, but just spotted this. Let's have a look. We haven't. Do you know what? Let's actually. I'm gonna jump into this one now. I've just.
It's fresh off the press 10 minutes ago.
Oh, let's jump in. We've had some bit of Xbox news. Let's go to some PlayStation news. Okay, written by Andy Robertson for VGC. This article says PS5 system menu. New Sony patent offers potentially the clearest look yet. Oh, look at it. Luis Suarez from.
Drop something.
No, that was me rolling back into the green screen. I was just moving back because I have. You know, I'll take this off for just a second. I have a new floor-standing tower fan. I don't know if you. I think. Oh no, that's not it. Yeah, you can. Just the top of it there. That's a floor-standing tower fan. However, I have a bit of a desk here, so the fan doesn't hit me. So I'm rolling back to try and get the cool breeze onto me. So yeah, but I also have the green screen laid out just behind me. So that was me going into the green screen. Anyway. So dynamic menu, it's not even on screen. Dynamic menus could offer custom game hints according to Sony's latest patent, that'd be a doctor. A new patent, likely related to PlayStation 5 system menu, has potentially offered the clearest look yet at the next-gen console's UI. The patent, uncovered by the website The Game Post, describes a dynamic UI a system similar to that previously acknowledged by PlayStation 5 system architect Mark Cherney. The included imagery shows a menu design derivative of the XMB system used in the past two PlayStation consoles. However, the final menu could still differ from these diagrams. According to the latest patent, the PS5 system could use machine learning to provide not just dynamic menu options, but game hints based on players' actual gameplay. The patent describes a system which may determine that the user has been repeatedly attempting to overcome a challenge within a particular portion of a game and decide to provide hints for the current gameplay on the system menu. The system menu described will also provide statistics and a video clip based on the user's previous gameplay session. Earlier this year, Sony filed a patent for direct gameplay, a likely PS5 feature that will allow players to jump into specific parts of games straight from the console's home menu. The feature would allow users to launch directly into a multiplayer match, a specific game chapter or mode directly from the operating system menu, instead of having to boot a game and then progress through a series of menus. The earlier patent suggested the feature could display dynamic content such as a trophy the player is trying to unlock or a friend's game activity and boot them directly to the relevant content. The direct gameplay feature sounds similar to a description of the PlayStation 5's OS by architect Mark Cherney. Speaking to Wired in October 2019, Cherney confirmed PS5 would feature a completely revamped interface which will allow players to boot directly into multiplayer games and display joinable activities in real time. Even though it will be fairly fast to boot games, we don't want the player to have to boot a game, see what's up, boot the game up, see what's up, said Cherney. Multiplayer game servers will provide the console with the set of joinable activities in real time. Single-player games will provide information like what missions you could do and what rewards you might receive for completing them, and all of those choices will be visible in the UI. As a player, you just jump right into whatever you like. Cherney previously suggested that the PS5's high bandwidth SSD would have a significant impact on not just game content itself, but how users will be able to access it through the console. We're very used to flying logos at the start of the game and graphic-heavy selection screens, he said, even things like multiplayer lobbies and intentionally detailed loadout processes, because you don't want players to just be waiting. PS5 will also change Sony's approach to storage, allowing players to configure installations and choose to install the game's multiplayer campaign or delete the single player campaign once deleted. Interesting. Thoughts, Bib?
I mean, the way that it's laid out at the moment in that pattern, it looks very similar to what we've got already. But I mean, it's the functionality for me that makes it that's potentially going to make it stand out. I mean, this is at the moment only a pattern. We don't know anything if it's actually going to be, because I imagine Sony have got 1 million patents out at the moment, but realistically they probably won't use anywhere close to that amount. So it's interesting to see how they go to how they move forward, because it has got better. The PS3 menu was so slow and sluggish. The PlayStation 4 menu now for me is becoming that, but I don't know whether or not that's just because I'm using old hardware. So my hard drive is the day one hard drive. It's a day one console. So it probably is just getting to the point where it's on its last legs, but it's starting to chug a little bit. So I'll be very interested to see how this plays out. I mean, for the picture, it looks very much like what we've got already. It doesn't look any different. But it's the way that the player is going to be able to functionally get around the menu and what that means for us getting into games, multiplayer ones, for instance. Like when you're playing PUBG, I can see, because I've got the PUBG tile on my home, it says like join game, so I can just bob down to you underneath, press join game, and I'll join into your game. I like that. So having little quick instances like that would be nice. But yeah, until I actually get my hands on it, all this is just jargon to me.
Yeah. Jumping in the comments. PS5 with Skynet technology included. Just to let the rest of know, Magic Man has snacks. If anyone wants any snacks, Magic Man currently has snacks.
What snacks is he snacking on?
Share with the rest of the class. I hate functionality that tries to understand me. They rarely work and are intrusive, says Big Sam Bunker. That's true. I agree. I do agree with that. I like the idea that they are offering the speeding up of certain bits. So things like if Bibby sees I'm in a game and he can join me, or if I send Bibby an invite and it will just take him straight past the start menu, straight into the multiplayer bit, and then drop him straight in my party so he's ready to go. I like stuff like that. Most of the time that's done on an invite basis, but if the system can do that to the point where it can just throw you straight into games and cut out all that bump, then I'm on board for that sort of stuff. I like that. But the bit that I do have an issue with, as Spike said, is the bit, what was the words? I hate games that tries to understand me. That's the thing, is so far, that sort of like AI sort of understanding of, oh, you're stuck on this. Here's, because what was it he said? It was basically saying, if you're stuck on a particular kind of game, it might show you a video that might help or might give you some tips and stuff. But the content has to exist for that to happen. There'll have to be all sorts of metadata put in, and you can guarantee that some games will just be like, try shooting it with the gun, and it'll be like, what the fuck do you think I've been doing? I mean, it's not like I've been screaming at it. Ah! Go away! So yeah,
I've known Spike for nearly 5 years, and I still don't understand him. So Christ knows what Sony are going to be like towards him.
touche. I love this, the system the PS4 uses. I can find everything and nothing gets in the way. I put my Xbox on the other day and I just found it to be messy as hell. Stop adding shit that uses CPU and RAM to try to figure me out. I'll choose what the fuck I want. It's interesting though, because like as a PlayStation user, mainly, whenever I've tried to use the Xbox, that has baffled me. I tried to just add, change the theme or a wallpaper kind of background thing, and I pretty much had to download an app, which would then allow me to set a picture on the background. I mean, that's probably not the right way. There's probably a quicker way, but it just confused me the fuck out, so I kind of gave up on it pretty quickly. Asim says, I love the PS4 user interface, but I just hope it's smoother and faster on PS5, especially when you try do stuff with game already loaded. Oh my god. Open up Warzone and then your menu, nothing. I mean, the most painful thing in the world is when you're in Warzone and you're trying to add someone to your party, or create a party. Because most of the time it's like, blung, and you hear that the PlayStation blung, and then blung, 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 as you go through the menus. But on Warzone it's like blung, and then you sit there for a second, okay, it's just blommed up there, and then the blue screen comes up. And then you go, up, blah, and then you press left, right, even it goes, blah, 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 like two at once. It's just like, oh my god. So yeah, absolutely. I'm happy enough to stick with the UI because it shows me everything I need. It gets me into what I want. If they keep the UI as it is and not even change it, I mean they will do obviously, but add in those smart functionalities of, I want to get to this specific place that I know I want to go to. I want to go to my last save point. I want to go to that bit. I want to, let's say Masters of the League after this. If me and Bibby were playing that on a PlayStation, we'd have to turn on the PlayStation, choose PES, wait for that to load up, go through the Konami and the PES sort of stuff, hit the main menu, get the pop-up stuff of the news updates and go through them. Then we click on Master League, you go down to which save file you want, or you can click continue to go into the last one and go right to the bit, and then that takes you in there. How about I could just go straight to that from the main menu? If they can, because that's what they say there. If they give me that stuff, that is a step forward. Give it a lick of paint and give it those functionality. That's fine by me. I am wary, just like Spike's mentioned, of features that try to be intelligent for me, because invariably that doesn't work, because it's not just like your iPhone can be quite clever for you because it's your phone doing that thing for you, whereas the PlayStation is trying to be clever for you using third-party software most of the time. I mean, it would probably work better on Uncharted or a Last of Us kind of thing because that's first-party, but if they're trying to do it with something like a Cyberpunk or something like that, then yeah, maybe it won't be as good. You press join game and then it says the user's party is private. And the stories, less buggy, more filters. Spar Burger Bites, £1 per bag. Oof. Spar Burger Bites? Madge, you're going to have to tweet a picture now so I can look at these. I want to know what these are. I don't understand me. Ain't no AI that's going to understand me. AI be like, why are you walking to a wall for 20 minutes? You must enjoy walking into a wall. And I'm like, motherfucker, I just did 13 hours in work. I'm asleep. So you like walls, eh? Lol, Graham is available for sound effects for your project. Book online at ICU. Blong, 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 blong. Anyway, let's move forward. So yeah, we'll probably see some of that, we'd imagine, at 9 PM tomorrow. Quick reminder again, I've mentioned it a few times already, but we will be covering that PlayStation conference live at 9 tomorrow. So feel free to drop in tomorrow night if you want. We'll try rush through these last two articles so we can then jump into some Masters of the League as well. Next article is Call of Duty 2020 will be back. Will bring back even Blackout Battle Royale, claims Insider. So this year's new Call of Duty, thought to be a Black Ops game, may bring back the Battle Royale mode from Black Ops 4 in some form. With still no date for the start of Season 4, it's unclear whether this year's Call of Duty will be announced this month or not, but supposedly it will have an expected extra feature. According to VentureBeat journalist Jeff Grubb, who has been dropping a lot of hints about new games in the run-up to the new console reveals, Call of Duty 2020 will also bring back Blackout. How or why is not made clear, but it's certainly a surprising suggestion, given Infinity Ward has already said that the current Battle Royale Royale mode, Warzone will be part of the franchise for a long time to come. Blackout was part of 2018's Black Ops 4 game, a replacement of sorts for the fact that the game didn't have a story campaign. It was well received, but unlike Warzone, there was never any suggestion support would continue once the next game was out. Its return is likely connected to the fact that this year's new game is widely rumoured to be a Black Ops title, although whether it's a reboot or a completely new game is still unclear. The logo above recently appeared online, missing the Cold War subtitle that has previously been associated with the game. Logos are easy enough to fake though, and unlike previous Call of Duty games, little solid information has leaked out about this year's title. The start of Season 4 was postponed because of the anti-racism riots, but much like Sony's PlayStation 5 reveal event, it's not expected that it will be delayed for more than a week or so. So there you go. Blackout could be back in Warzone. I can't see that being another standalone game myself. I mean, if they do that, fair enough. But with them saying Warzone will continue for more than 1 year, I would imagine Blackout would be the theme of a season pass or a few seasons, or it will be a theme to the changing of the map or something like that. They will have Blackout content in Warzone. That's the way I would see that working. You have my tweet, says Magic Man. Oh, do you know what? Let's sack off the news. What are your thoughts on Blackout coming back, babe?
I don't think it's a good decision. You've seen how strong Warzone is in the market at the moment, and it's kind of going from strength to strength. Bringing out a competitor to your own battle royale seems very odd. I can't see it personally. I think the easy option would be to bring the Cold War feel to Warzone rather than having two different battle royales running simultaneously. But what do I know? I'm not the one that's making the decisions. I'm not the one that's looking at the numbers. Is people still playing Blackout? Well, I have no idea.
I know who isn't. Spike says, yay, more Battle Royale. And Magic Man says, I mean, I play Warzone, but only because Beans and Mrs. Beans play it. See, that's good. That's good. That's part of the reason why I spend a lot of time in Battle Royale for other people, but I do enjoy it as well, obviously. Quick tangent. Burger bites. So are these crisps or are these actual meat products? I'm assuming. Actually, it says vegetarian there, so clearly not meat products. So are they like a meaty crispness thing? Let us know. Anyway, okay, so we'll just fly straight past that one because it's just a rumour. It's not a very long article. Call of Duty 2020, which is rumoured to be Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, is rumoured now to have Blackout coming back in some form or another. And then finally, just because we did have this on Monday, we were going to bring it back yesterday, but we had a lot of news yesterday. We'll just cover over it now so that if it does come up later on, we can cover it at a later date, but we'll fly through this article. And this is Harry Potter RPG leak details combat, hub world, nemesis system inspired rivals, romance, and more. And this is written by Sherif Saed for VG247 on Monday. Speculation about the mysterious Harry Potter RPG has sprung back to life thanks to a new leak. Things have been very quiet on the Harry Potter RPG front for a while. The game, which has yet to be officially announced, is said to have been in development at Disney Infinity maker Avalanche Software since 2017. A new Reddit post from someone who purports to be working with publisher Warner Bros. On promotional materials has spilled the beans on a number of the game's core components. We have not independently verified these claims, so best taking them with a grain of salt. For starters, the post claims the game won't even have Harry Potter in the title, and will instead be called Hogwarts: A Dark Legacy. As the name suggests, you'll be playing as a Hogwarts student all the way until graduation. You get to pick the gender of your character, customize them, as well as choose whether they're pureblood, muggle, or half-blood. Interestingly, the game will deal with mature themes, which the leaker says could push it towards an M rating or a T at the lowest. Romance subplots are seemingly part of the reason, as you'll be able to marry love interests. Chronologically, the game takes place after the events of the book, so you won't be facing Voldemort, rather a former Death Eater leading in a cast of smaller villains. The setting will allow for some cameos, however, according to the leaker, the world has a hub-based structure, and each major area is said to contain its own NPCs, quests, and the like. Hogwarts, Hogsmeade, and the Ministry are 3 of the 4 included. As with any RPG, Dark Legacy will also have a skill tree that you will climb through over the course of the game. It's said to have 5 branches, with some skills locked behind good points and others evil, but the leaker notes that you won't be able to learn any forbidden spells. Combat is described as fluid, seemingly reliant on tactics and proper management of energy. You'll be pitted against creatures from the Harry Potter universe as well as other rival wizards. Rivals are a big component according to the post, and they're generated by a Shadow of Mordor style nemesis system. Each playthrough, players will have one unique rival who can be beaten, killed, or made an ally based on decisions you make in the game. The seemingly content-filled adventure will include a few bonus modes. Quidditch was specifically mentioned, fuck yeah, alongside an in-universe card game said to be on the level of Witcher 3's Gwen. As for an official reveal, the post suggests that it'll happen before August, with release currently targeting June 2020 or 2021. This makes sense as publisher Warner Brothers was planning on hosting its first E3 this year before the world's current disasters. So, all rumours, but a lot of detail in rumours there. As someone that's very open to Harry Potter, I'm very open to this. So yes, please. Definitely going to romance Hagrid. Of all the comments in the chat, that's the first one that my eyes locked onto. Cheers, Mr. S of 10 view. Anyway, Maze Corn Snacks, says Madge, in a ball shape covered in chemical flavouring. That's my kind of snack. Enjoy the quest for the stick of truth. I'm downloading World of Warcraft now so I can bring back my inner loner. We'll look like South Park guys soon. As long as you're not kind of like sat there in a room like full on South Park memeage. Let's say yogurt everywhere, slime as you called it went from Bibby's games earlier on, and you've got ice cream applause on the monitor. Then as long as we don't have that, then that's fine. That's fine. Unless I can use my wand and Hermione, I'm not interested. Kappa. Wee. Alice Wolf made my day. That's what Hagrid said as well. Seriously, though, I want to see this game and see how well it plays out. Also, I want a house elf. You goddamn right. I hope it excites fans of the books. Not for me, however. Oh, really? See, I never got into the books. Like I started reading Chamber of Secrets when Secrets said Jonathan Wass. Chamber of Secrets when it first came out, because I was kind of forced into it by one of my teachers at school at the time. But it was Chamber of Secrets. She wanted me to start reading the first one. I didn't read it because they didn't have it. So she said, "Oh, just start on the second one. It'll be fine." And it wasn't. You kind of need that background. So it all kind of didn't make any sense to me. So I gave up on it pretty quickly. So then when it came to the films, I know the books are better. And all those people go, the book's so much better all the time. But after watching the films and getting into it, we're watching through them with the family, with the missus, with the little one, going to Florida and visiting like the Harry Potter stuff at Universal Studios, having been to the one in London a couple of times, well, Leavesden, Watford or whatever it is, a couple of times. It's good. I'm on board for that. So getting into that, and then playing Pokemon Go, and then having a Harry Potter version coming out, going, ooh, Harry Potter game, which was wank, and I've not really, I played it for like 5 minutes and I've not touched it since, even though it's a year old. I'm looking forward to getting into an RPG, that third person over the shoulder sort of stuff, so I can start whipping my wand out in front of everyone. That's what she said. There was actually a decent Harry Potter game on Xbox 360/PS3, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, I think it was, RPG style with the exploration of Hogwarts. So if this goes full on with everything, I'm in. Yeah! See, that's what it is for me. I want to mooch around Hogwarts. I don't even want to fight. I just want to like have a bit of a gander, check out like the mop cupboard where, yeah, I mean it's irrelevant, but oh look, Steve sat there on that one video. Okay, yeah, that's the kind of thing that I'd want to do. That's why I like the idea of like playing Hogwarts in Minecraft and things like that. But yeah, Spike says, me and the little one made a Hedwig Lego that we bought the other day. We love Harry Potter. I read all of the books, and then I read all of the books and then watched all of the movies. Good man. Chamber of Sequins is a totally different experience. That's the one that I watched. But anyway, let's wrap things up. Unless you've got anything to add on Harry Potter's new RPG systems, Bib.
Well, as someone who actually really enjoys playing RPGs, it definitely is something that interests me. I'm not the world's biggest fan of Harry Potter. I mean, I've probably read 2 or 3 of the books at the beginning of its lifespan, and then kind of, I don't want to say grown out of it because that's such a shitty thing to say, but I wasn't interested. But as an RPG lover, then it definitely is something that's going to interest me. I'm currently having a look now at the game that Asim put into the chat, because again, anything Harry Potter after a certain degree just didn't interest me. So anything that came out could have been, you know, none of my interests. So I'm just having a look at it now, and it does look okay. To be fair, I did play the original Harry Potter game on the PlayStation 1, and that was cool. But yeah, I just kind of fell out of love with them. But it's interesting. I am looking forward to a proper deep dive and skill trees and things like that in a Harry Potter game, regardless of whether or not it's an actual. You actually play as Harry Potter. I like the character customization, so you're able to just create yourself, because that's what I do in games where I can create myself. I will be me rather than creating some random character. So yeah, I'm interested to pick it up.
I mean, everyone wants to see Bibby rocking his Hufflepuff team gown, strolling through Hogwarts. You goddamn right.
Well, apparently that's the house that I'm associated with.
Seriously?
No, I was Ravenclaw.
Ah, okay. I'll let you off then.
It was it was
Jack, I think.
Who did it in the office?
Jack got he got Hufflepuff and like a pigeon or a rat or something as his thingy. I absolutely won on that. I got Gryffindor and like some sort of like black stallion or something like that, some big feck off horse thing. But yeah, Jack was like not happy with his selections. But anyway, one thing I do want to mention before we disappear though is seeing as we've had Magic Man's crisps on screen, I feel I have to share this with the world because these are a game changer in the world of crisps. If you have a co-op near you, check it out. Go look at the crisp aisle, and these are called dirty fries. I'm not a fan of things like salt and vinegar sticks or anything like that. But these are dirty fries. It says crunchy potato snacks with a spiced cheese seasoning. That's the way that they're described. So that kind of piqued my interest. But anyway, it's on the picture. They kind of look like chips. When you pull them out of the bag, they do look like chips. And they've got kind of almost like a chip sort of texture fit. Like when I say chips, I mean like French fries, like potato chips. Like I don't know. Yeah, fuck it. Chips! We're in the UK, so chips, not crisps. I mean like chips fries. But yeah, they taste fucking good. So if you got a co-op near you, they're only £1. Go in, help yourself. Change your life. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Take the crisps inspiration, take the Harry Potter, and all the rest of the stuff. Do what you want with that. But we are going to drop off. I'm going to jump straight back on in a few minutes' time with our next episode of the Masters of the League playthrough. We're on episode 12, something like that.
Yes, 12.
So we had our first 3P, our first undefeated stream in the last stream on Monday. So we're looking to build on that as we go forward. If you're interested, just hang around in the chat. We'll go offline, freshen up, get the green screen ready, and jump straight back on again. So don't go too far. But before we do drop off, baby, is there anything you would like to add?
Yes, as always, if you do see any video game news that's knocking around the social media platform of your choice, then you have 2 ways. Bet you can't guess what I was doing then.
Shedba?
2 ways of getting in contact with us. The first of all, you go onto Twitter. You look for @We've Got Rubinho. You look for @Graham_Date. You look for @IceCreamUploads. Take the link, add your thoughts and impressions, send it over to us, and we'll include your thoughts and impressions and our thoughts and impressions. The second way, as you can tell, I'm trying to pad and that's alone. If that wasn't already obvious. You can press !Discord in the chat. A link will pop up. You'll get sent over to our Discord where you can put the link, the article, and also your thoughts and impressions. And we'll include that in the very next show, which will be at what time tomorrow, Mr. Graham Day?
10 a.m.
Ish.
10 a.m.
Ish. So yes, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to drop off. There has been a bunch of stories. Usually I would do the rundown of the stories, but because we had added extra things in and so on, do you know what? If you want to see it all, the whole video is on demand. Watch it on the channel in the past broadcasts, or you can just wait until it goes live on YouTube or on the audio versions later on. But like I said, we are going to drop off, so hang around in the chat. We will go offline, but we will come back online with episode 12 of Masters of the League. So have yourselves a fantastic day, and if we don't see you in a few minutes for episode 12, 13, 52 of Masters of the League, make sure you stay frosty!
Stay frosty!